Hey, house guests. Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Hope you're all having a great Saturday so far. It's kind of rainy and dreary over here, but I saw a rainbow outside. So, our house guest of the day, house guest of the day is Laura Warden. Thank you so much for leaving us a tip. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you again. We could not do this without you. So if you guys want to be house guests today, check out our Patreon link in the info box below or leave us a tip after the fact. And before we get started, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So I have a list here. Laura Dalton, David Cushmore, Mark Perjalo, Ant Dog 25, Carla S, Mary Ellen L, and True Teddy. Thank you all so much for your super chats. We really appreciate it. And my phone is at 3%. So I'm glad that I got that in there. Oh my God. Hello, welcome. All right, we have some stuff to discuss today. Things have been moving and shaking in the Big Brother house. So when we left off yesterday, the HOH, Barry Jane, was preparing to make her nominations. And everyone, this was basically a free-for-all for everybody because everybody is going into their one-on-one chats with Bowie Jane ready to push their own agenda. Because this whole season, Bowie has pretty much always said, if I win HOH, I'm going to do what the house wants, right? So everyone is going in there, making their opinion known, trying to push what they want to happen. So if we look at the breakdown here, Corey and America were pushing really hard for Cameron and Blue to go up on the block together, which is like a lot. But they are saying they have to go up together. We've got to guarantee that one of them leaves. Corey is terrified that Blue and Cameron are working together. They're not. They're both targeting Corey, that's for sure, but they're not like working together. So Corey says because they're working together, which they're not, if they're not nominated together, that leaves open the possibility of one winning the power veto and saving the other. And then we can't get either of them out. So he wants both of them up on the block. There's also the fear that if neither of them are nominated and one of them wins the power veto, they'll just leave the nominations the same. And then Corey says that's pretty much a waste of a week, right? He is saying it has to be Blue or Cameron leaving this week. All right, so next up, let's talk about what Jag and Matt want. Corey and Jag have really been butting heads over this nomination situation because Jag and Matt are pushing for Cirie and Felicia to be nominated as pawns with the goal of backdooring either Cameron or Blue. So they still feel that Cameron or Blue need to leave this week, but they want to follow that backdoor route, right? And the target would be determined by who wins the power veto. Cameron is the primary target here, right? He's a much stronger competitor than Blue. He causes so much chaos in the house. And yeah, so if Cameron does not win the power veto, they want him to be the target. If, say, Cameron does win the veto, then Blue would be the target. But Bowie told Matt straight up that she does not want to backdoor Cameron. She says that just wouldn't be fair. That's not how she wants to play the game. Oh boy. I mean, in reality, it's also Cameron has told Bowie, like, hey, you're my number one. I want to go to the end with you, blah, blah, blah. So even if he may not be her final two, why would she want to get rid of somebody who's not coming after her? It makes sense, right? But anyway, Cameron, Blue, and Felicia are all pushing hard for Corey to be the target this week. And it does not seem like Bowie is interested in this move. She does not want to take Corey out. Cirie wasn't really pushing for anybody. She was just like, I'm good with you, right? I'm never going to target you, blah, blah, blah. Don't put me up. However, Bowie wants to put up Cirie and Felicia and not just as pawns. Uh-oh. She is not happy with the way that Cirie and Felicia have treated her throughout the season, like asking her to leave the room when they're talking, ignoring her, not including her in things. So she doesn't feel good about that. Plus, on a game level, she feels like Cirie is just too well connected to everyone. And she realizes everybody is feeding Cirie information, including herself, right? Bowie Jane acknowledges, like, even I have been feeding Cirie information. Bowie also feels like Cirie just doesn't trust her. She's bad for her game. So she's not feeling good about Cirie at this point. And Bowie did let Cirie and Felicia know ahead of time that they will both be going up on the block. And she told them both separately that they are not her target this week. Okay. I don't know that she's necessarily telling the truth when she says that, but we'll see. So then, she's planning on putting Felicia and Cirie up on the block, and her allies are like, fine, if that's what you want to do. I mean, this is what Matt and Jag want, right? But they're hoping that she will come around on a backdoor move for either Cameron or Blue. And they've also said, like, if Cameron or Blue win the power veto, they want to make sure that it still gets used, right? So if that is the case, they would want to play it off like Corey is the potential backdoor move to get Cameron or Blue to want to use the veto. And then Bowie is supposed to like pull a switcheroo and put up whichever of Cameron or Blue does not have the power veto, put them up as the replacement. Okay. So, well, we'll see what happens. Okay. So then the house guests were waiting around for the nominations to happen. Matt and Corey are chatting in the have-not room. And they're talking about how at this point, Bowie has already made up her mind to put up Cirie and Felicia. Honestly, I think she already had her mind made up like before she even won HOH, right? She said that she was going to listen to everybody and hear what they had to say, but she was not changing her mind on these nominations. And Matt and Corey agree we can't keep pushing against what she wants to do because after a while, it's going to become detrimental to our games. She's not going to be happy with us. So again, they're hoping that Bowie will decide to backdoor either Cameron or Blue. So Corey tells Matt, I want to give you a heads up about something. America told me that she had a conversation with Cirie and Felicia, and she told them that we, meaning me, you, America, and Jag, that we don't want Cirie and Felicia up on the block, and we were trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. So Corey says, that's fine, I guess, right? He's trying to figure out, was this a good idea or not? He says it's good if Cirie and Felicia think that we're fighting for them, but he says, I hope it doesn't throw Bowie under the bus, right? If that gets back to Bowie, she might be a little upset that America is going around saying that Bowie wants to put Cirie and Felicia up on the block, even though she definitely does, and she even told him that. But anyway, Corey tells Matt, you might want to talk to America and figure out exactly what America said so you know what's going on. He says, I just wanted to let you know Corey is a little worried that this could make things messy this week. And Matt is like, yeah, he's worried that this is going to be a dead giveaway that the four of them, Matt, Jag, Corey, and America, are all working together. I mean, it could be, right? If people put the pieces together here. And Corey's like, yeah, America probably shouldn't have done that. So I went back and I listened to America's conversation with Felicia and Cirie again just to check. And America told them that she, Corey, and Matt were all trying to keep Felicia and Cirie off the block. And she said that Jag is wishy-washy, right? He's not like, he doesn't make his opinions known that much. I mean, in this case, he is, and he's saying to Bowie that he wants Felicia and Cirie up on the block. So that's what America was saying to Felicia and Cirie, mostly just that her, Corey, and Matt were pushing for them not to be nominated. So Corey is hoping this is not going to change much. And again, he's admitting it was sloppy on America's part. Corey and Matt are hoping going into this power veto competition that Cameron will not get picked to play because they don't want him to win, right? He is their number one target this week. And everybody wants in on this power veto competition. Everyone is wanting to get picked if there is a house guest choice chip pulled. And there's a lot of heavy speculation that the power veto competition will be OTEV this week. We don't know, right? We haven't heard anything official yet. But I guess the house guests are figuring like it's going to have to be coming soon, right? We're getting down to it. And I think also it was a pretty big build for this week's competition. So they're like, could be OTEV. We'll see. All right. So then they have the nomination ceremony. And as expected, Bowie puts Cirie and Felicia up on the block. And apparently Bowie made her speech funny with a fake call out of Corey because everybody's been calling Corey out in their speeches lately. So apparently she said something about him as a joke, which I think is a lot of fun. Kind of breaks the tension too, right? All right. So Then after the ceremony, America and Matt are chatting in the bathroom, and Matt is asking for some clarification on what exactly America told Felicia and Sari about trying to keep them off the block. So America's like, well, I told them that Bowie was leaning towards putting them up and that me and Corey were trying to make that not happen, right? Keep them off the block. And she says, Felicia and Sari were asking me if I could talk to you and get you to also vouch for them because they figure Bowie will listen to you more and value your opinion. That's not how the conversation went. No. America told Sari and Felicia, I already talked to Matt and he was also trying to keep you off the block. So she's kind of twisting things a little bit here. She's also like, that was pretty much it. We didn't talk about Jag or anything. That's a lie. He definitely talked about Jag being wishy-washy. But she says, I didn't tell Sari and Felicia like who I actually want to go up on the block, but they know who I'm pitching for, right? Cameron and Blue. They can figure it out by process of elimination. There's not that many options here. So Matt says, we just need to make sure moving forward that Cameron and Blue do not get picked to play for the power veto. And America's like, yeah, well, when I talked to Sari and Felicia, they told me that they would pick either you or Jag to play if they get House Guest Choice. So they feel pretty good about that, right? And Matt's like, oh, I'm going to beg them to pick me. I'm going to let them know that there is another plan in play, right? Like implying that there is a backdoor move in the works. So if he can play and win, he can use the veto on one of them and they'll both be safe this week. All right. So Matt asks America, who would you prefer to go this week between Cameron and Blue? And America says she wants Cameron out, but she would settle for Blue if they can't get Cameron for whatever reason. Matt agrees with that, but they're not going to be satisfied. They're not going to be satisfied unless they get Cameron. So Matt says, going back to the veto picks, we need to really make sure that Bowie does not pick Cameron to play because she's going to be getting a lot of pressure on her if she gets House Guest Choice. Cameron is for sure going to be expecting her to pick him. So Matt says if she doesn't pick Cameron, it's going to be a dead giveaway to Cameron of what the true plan is this week. He's going to know that he's the backdoor target. Is that Bowie's real plan, though? At the time, I would say no. She did not want to backdoor Cameron this week. So America asks Matt, try and talk to Bowie, see if you can get her to pick you or Jag. And Matt's like, yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. All right. So then they compare some notes on the latest Cameron information. So America says, Cameron told me that he doesn't want to go to the end with a duo, right? He doesn't want to be that third wheel. I mean, yeah, who would? Right? Who wants to go to the final three with a duo, especially like a romantic one? But America's like, that's definitely a concern, right? Because America and Corey are a duo, Jag and Matt are a duo, and Cameron is supposed to be working with them. But then when he's saying things like this, that's not going to make his allies feel good. America says, he also told me that you and Jag are saying that you can't trust me because I spread information all around, which sure does. But Matt is like, wait. Cameron was the one who said to me and Jag that we can't trust you. So Matt's like, I knew this was going to happen. I called this. Cameron is trying to drive wedges between us, between our group. So he's not happy about that, right? It's just reinforcing more why they want Cameron to go. So a little later, Corey and Bowie have a chat in the HOH room. And Bowie is like, oh, I felt bad. I felt kind of bad about putting Sari up on the block. But she says Sari was a really good sport about it. This is Sari's first time up there. And it sounds like Felicia was not as cool, calm, and collected about being nominated. But keep in mind, this is her fourth time on the block. Also, I feel like it's too much when the HOH is upset that like somebody reacts to being put up on the block because like you just put somebody on the block. You're putting their game in danger. What do you expect them to do? Thank you. So anyway, Corey says, I don't know how this week is going to play out, but hopefully it will be in our hands, right? Hopefully one of us will win the veto, meaning like Corey, America, Jag, Matt, or Bowie. And Bowie's like, yeah, we can discuss what we want to do if it happens, right? If one of us wins. So Corey brings up that Cameron was saying that people are trying to split up him and America because they're a duo, similar to what we were hearing America say earlier. And also that he was telling America he doesn't want to go to the end with a duo. So Corey's like, I don't know why Cameron would be saying this to America. It just doesn't make sense why you would say that to someone in a duo. So Corey says, I think Cameron is just trying to push and prod and cause drama here, right? And he says, I think we just need to keep Cameron feeling good for now, keep him chilled out. We don't need him freaking out and wondering if he's going to be going up on the block, right? So Corey goes on and on about Cameron for a bit. He's got a lot to say about Cameron, even bringing up how Cameron turned on his allies week 1. He can't be trusted. He's not loyal. So Corey says, I think we're all on the same page here that Blue or Cameron has to go this week. Are they on the same page? I feel like Bowie is in a different chapter. Maybe even a different book. Maybe she's reading a magazine. I don't know. But she does not seem to be of the same opinion that Cameron needs to go this week. So Corey's like, oh, it'd be so great if we could get Blue or Cameron out. It's really going to set us up well for next week, especially if the next HOH is a physical competition. He says we'd only really have to worry about one person winning HOH and targeting us. So Corey's like, I'm so sorry that you have to be the person to do this and like make this move. I'm making a lot of assumptions here. So after a while, Jag joins these two. And Jag and Corey are asking Bowie, who would you pick to play for the power of veto if you get House Kiss choice? And Bowie's like, I don't know yet. Jag? And of course, Jag is like, yes, I want to play. Of course, right? They want to make sure it's not going to be Cameron. So they're reassuring Bowie, we have the votes to take out whoever you put up as the replacement nominee. You don't have to worry that that person is going to be here to retaliate against you. And they're also saying between Blue and Cameron, whichever one of them stays, you can tell them like, oh, I saved you. Like I could have put you up on the block as a replacement. And then they're going to be indebted to you. Will they? All right. So after this conversation, Bowie and Jag are chatting alone. And Bowie says, I'd prefer to keep nominations the same. So she says a backdoor move would be better for everyone else's game, but not for mine. I feel like Jag died a little bit on the inside hearing Bowie say this. Remember when everyone was convinced that Bowie would do whatever they want? She's always a vote for whatever they want to do. If she's HOH, she does whatever, whatever they want. And how she's like the ultimate team player. They're not seeing that so far with Bowie's HOH week. But Bowie is telling Jag, again, we can discuss it depending on who wins the power veto. And she jokes, we could just put Corey up for masterminding this bullshit. Because she feels like Cameron leaving would be best for Corey, right? So Bowie says, she's not serious about backdooring Corey, but she's joking. So Bowie says, I don't want to end up going next week, right? She's afraid that she's going to end up in a situation where, the person that stays is going to win HOH and target her. And she's scared. So Jag is like, don't worry about it. We got your back. Bowie is not happy that Corey is putting so much pressure on her. And she's also not convinced that Cameron and Blue are actually even working together. They're not, right? They have a common target in Corey, but they are not working together. So Jag's like, I don't know. It's becoming real. I think it might be a real thing. So Bowie's like, all right, well, if we are going to do a backdoor move this week, I would rather get rid of Blue than Cameron, because Cameron wouldn't harm me, you, or Matt yet. He knows that if he comes for any of us, he's going to be in trouble, right? It's not like he can get all of us out in 1 week. So Bowie says that Cameron wants her to pick him to play if she gets House Kiss choice. And she's like, I got to figure out how I'm going to handle this. And she's telling Jag, like, I don't think Cameron actually wants to split up the duos. She thinks like he's doing some reverse psychology or something by saying that. No, I think he actually wants to split the duos. If he had to be split up with Red, he wants every other duo to be split up too. So, Bowie says if we do use the power veto, she would like Suri to be saved over Felicia. This is interesting because I definitely thought she would want Cirie out, but I guess she's figuring if we're going to do a backdoor move, she wants to be on good terms with Cirie, right? So she's not just going to leave Cirie up on the block, which makes sense. Yeah. So anyway, she says, I guess getting Blue out would be a good option. Cameron would fully be with us. We don't have to worry about him potentially working with Blue. And she says again, it would be dirty for her to take out Cameron. She says, I know he's a problem, but I don't have an issue with him personally. So Jag's like, all right, we can talk about it. Okay. So then later, Bowie and Cameron chat in the HOH room. And Bowie is spilling some tea to Cameron. Ooh, she tells Cameron, people are worried now that you're working with Blue. And when pressed, because Cameron's like, who's saying that? Who told you that? So eventually Bowie reveals, okay, it's mostly Corey saying that. Ooh. And Bowie says, Corey is pushing very hard, just so you know. So Cameron's like, pushing for what? Me to be the target or Blue? What is he pushing for? And Bowie says he's pushing for shit to be turned upside down. And Bowie's wondering, why do I have to make these moves? Why should I be the one to do this? I don't want to do this. She says she wants nominations to stay the same. She doesn't want blood on her hands. I saw a very funny tweet today saying that Bowie has like the opposite of HOH-itis. She does not want this power. Why are you here if you're not playing the game? But Cameron says, well, if I was going to backdoor anyone, it would be Corey. And he says, in fact, I want Corey to get backdoored this week. But it's whatever you want to do. Cameron, you had your chance last week when you were HOH, but you didn't do it. So Bowie's like, I don't want to backdoor anyone. That's just not how I play. She considers backdoors dirty moves. She doesn't want to do it. And Cameron's like, yeah, you don't want to do that yet. And he says, Corey is going to F all of us up. We can't have him here anymore. So then Bowie starts spilling that Corey said that Cameron told America that he doesn't want to be in the final three with a pair. And Cameron's like, who does? He's saying, I did say that. I don't want to go to the end with a pair. And Bowie's like, okay, but like, don't say things like that because it doesn't look good. It's going to make Matt and Jag nervous that you're going to come after them. And Cameron's like, well, I want Corey to leave this week. But again, he's like, I'm never going to pressure you to do that. So he proceeds to tell Bowie that he, Matt, and Jag all want Corey to go this week. No, they don't. And he's saying, like, we could have the votes to do it. You'd break the tie. And he's saying, the three of us will do whatever you want. But again, if you make the move, we'll have the votes. So Cameron keeps pushing for Corey to go. And Bowie does not want to do that. All right. Meanwhile, Matt, Jag, Corey, and America are trying to figure out how do we convince Bowie to backdoor Cameron this week. They're talking about how Blue leaving is just not going to cut it for them. They need Cameron to go now. So they figure we're really going to have to push that our whole team wants Cameron out, right? Because Bowie is always all about the team, is she? And this is what they want. So later, Matt and Bowie are chatting again. And guess what? Bowie still doesn't want to put up Cameron. But she does say to Matt, it'd be easier for me to potentially put Cameron up if I found out that he's like saying something bad about me. Or if Cameron was involved in some sort of a big blow up. Okay, so it seems like maybe she could be open to Cameron potentially going up. So then Jag joins them, and these three discuss solidifying officially their final three because they haven't really done that yet. So perfect timing, right? Jag is pushing that moving forward as a three, they need to act as a team, make decisions that are the best for the team as a whole. And he's like, yeah, the majority is going to have to rule when we make decisions. How convenient that he's saying this now when Matt and Jag both want Cameron to go. And Bowie's like, I don't know about this. So yeah, 2 out of 3, right? So Bowie's like, yeah, I'm on board with all this. This sounds great. Okay, so let's check in with Cirie and Felicia, the 2 nominees. What are they up to? They were chilling in the comics bedroom last night. And for a while, they weren't really getting any visitors, right? Because everybody was talking to Bowie and trying to convince her to do their bidding. But then everybody starts coming into the comics bedroom basically like it's a revolving door, and everyone's asking to be picked to play for the veto if Suri or Felicia get house guest choice. And everyone's helping these two study. It's very clear that people want the veto used this week. So they're realizing, okay, everybody wants the veto used, but it seems like people have different things that they want done. And everyone is too scared to take these shots themselves. So they're trying to make Bowie do their dirty work this week. Yeah, that is what's happening. So they figure Blue and Cameron both want Corey out. Jag, Matt, America, and Corey want Cameron out. But then they're also suspecting that Matt and Jag probably didn't actually fight very hard for them to stay off the block. Correct. Jag was definitely pushing for them to go up. Matt put up a little resistance at first because he didn't want his mommy going up there. But then after a while, he was like, no, this is good. We're doing this. So Suri and Felicia are starting to wonder, are Matt and Jag playing us? You know, we're hearing that they're fighting for us, but the evidence is showing they're not really. So what's going on here? And also, Matt and Jag are not sharing their true intentions with Suri and Felicia at this point. They're not letting them know, like, hey, look, we want Cameron to go this week. So you're just up there as pawns. We're trying to get this backdoor play in motion. So the fact that they're not sharing this with Suri and Felicia is making Suri and Felicia really nervous about these two dudes. And it's getting to the point where they're like, if we get house guest choice, should we pick Cameron to play? Because he would use the veto to try and get Corey up on the block. Oh, so they're trying to work with Cameron? Like, what? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on now. Felicia is like spiraling, coming up with all these wild theories, and it's just too much. All right. So then today, they had the POV player picks. And after all that nonsense, no one ended up getting house guest choice. Bowie drew Matt's chip, Felicia drew America, and Suri drew Jag. So it's interesting because the three people not playing are Cameron, Blue, and Corey, the three most popular potential backdoor targets this week. Isn't that wild, the way that worked out? Corey is hosting the competition, which I'm sure made Cameron like, why is Bowie picking Corey to host? What's going on here? So Bowie is feeling great about these POV picks. I feel like a weight has kind of been lifted off of her because she was nervous that if she got a house guest choice, what is she going to do, right? She's going to pick Cameron. She's going to pick Matt, Jag. What is she going to do? So the fact that she didn't have to do that, she's like, woo! Also, she's warming up to the idea of the veto being used because now the three people that are potential backdoor targets for her, none of them are playing. So it's not like she's targeting one specific person who wasn't able to play for the veto, right? But she feels like if this veto is used, she could gain trust with Suri and Felicia, which is definitely something that she wants to do. She also mentioned this morning to Jag and Matt again that it would be easier to put Cameron up if she heard that he was talking crap about her. So not long after that, Cameron freaking delivers. He's feeling very nervous about Bowie today. He's giving Matt and Jag lots of ammo to use against him. So Cameron is telling Jag something is off. He says if Corey is not the backdoor target this week, that's a major red flag for him. He says Bowie is making all these weird justifications for why she doesn't want to put Corey up on the block. And Cameron says it just doesn't make sense to me. It's not adding up. And he thinks there is the chance that Bowie would put Blue up as the replacement nominee if the veto is used. And Cameron's like, I don't want that. I want Corey out. So Cameron is thinking, maybe there was something to what Mimi said on her way out. Maybe Corey, America, and Bowie are actually working together. Ugh. So Jag's going to tell Bowie this, right? Because this is exactly what Bowie is wanting to hear, that that Cameron's talking crap about her. So before Jag can even do that, Cameron goes to the HOH room to talk to Bowie. And of course, when he gets there, Corey is taking a shower in the HOH bathroom. Oh boy. So Cameron's like, oh, interesting. Corey's in here taking a shower. Okay. So Cameron is officially spiraling spiraling it now. He says, Corey's nervous. I think you're nervous. Cameron tells Bowie, like, look, I trust you. I know a lot of people underestimate you and don't give you credit, but like, I really trust you, blah, blah, blah. And Bowie's like, let's see what happens over the next few days, because every day new information comes to me. Ooh. Okay. Cameron says, I trust you that something crazy isn't happening this week, and like, you're not gonna put me up. He says, as long as I'm not a replacement nominee this week, I've always got you. And he says, I just know how quickly information can spread in this house, right? And Bowie's like, yeah, it's hard to sift through the lies, but she says she thinks she has a pretty good handle on things. So Cameron brings up that America is acting weird with him today. She's not giving you attention for once. And Cameron really feels like something is off. And Bowie's like, well, I haven't noticed anything different with America, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So Cameron's like, well, between you and me, the Mimi thing has some merit to it. He says it looks possible. It does look possible that you, Corey, and America could be working together. Oh my God. We're saying this to Bowie. He says, why would Mimi just make that up, right? Why would she just make up such an outlandish, wild accusation? So Bowie's like, well, if that was true, then I would have put Jag and Matt up on the block. She says it's absolute rubbish. And Cameron in this conversation is still pitching for Corey to go. But of course, he's telling Bowie, you can do whatever you want. Oh, thanks. Okay. So after this conversation, Cameron goes back downstairs and he walks in on America and Jag talking in the comics bedroom. And America's like, I was going to go do my hair anyway. So she leaves immediately. And Cameron's just like, what? I just wanted to talk. Like, what's going on here? So after America's gone, Cameron's asking Jag, why? Why is she being so weird around me? Tell me what's going on here. And Cameron says something has clearly changed, and he suspects that someone has told America that he has been pushing hard for Corey to go this week. Cameron tells America all the time that Corey's going to have to go. He says it to her face. So I don't know why he's thinking like suddenly somebody told her that he wants Corey out. But anyway, he thinks that Bowie spilled the beans to America. More ammo for Jag to bring to Bowie. So Cameron's going on and on about how he's all in with Jag and Matt. He's trusting them. And he asks Jag, is there a plan to backdoor me this week? Is there something going on? And Jag's like, I don't know. Like, I haven't heard anything about that. All right. So a little later, Jag finally gets to talk to Bowie in the HOH room. And Jag says, Cameron is acting really weird right now. And Bowie's like, good. I want him to act weird. Oh, so she's looking for reasons at this point. Jag tells Bowie, do not give Cameron any information anymore. And then Jag starts spilling. Cameron is suspicious of you. He thinks that you might backdoor him. And Bowie says, well, that suspicion is enough for me to say that Cameron's got to go, because he clearly does not trust me anymore if he's saying that. And Jag says, yeah, Cameron is targeting us. He's targeting Matt. We got to get him out of here. So then Jag starts spilling about the Fugitives Alliance. He doesn't say the name, but he says Cameron pulled me and Matt into a 3, and he said that you would be our 4th, but that like you weren't really a part of it. Oof. I mean, this is all he needed to tell her, right? She's not going to be happy about that. So he says, Cameron's got all these different things going with everybody, and he's trying to be good with everyone. He's pitting us all against each other. So he's spilling the tea, and Bowie says, we need to get ahead of this, right? We need to figure out what kind of BS Cameron is going to pull out this week, and we need to try and figure out something we can say to counteract all of that. So, again? Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I guess it's some sort of ceremonial thing. But anyway, Jag says, Bowie, you're 100% safe with me and Matt. He knows that Bowie is nervous, that if she makes a big move, she could be in trouble next week. But Jag says, we're defending you until we die. Reminds me of Inside Out, but I would die for Riley. So Bowie is like, wow, this is all going so perfectly. The veto draw this week, Cameron spilling all this information. She says, I just needed Cameron to show his true colors here, right? So as of now, Bowie is on board for the Cameron backdoor move. So anyway, the feeds are down right now for the Power Veto competition. We know Zingbot is making his appearance. He's going to be zinging the house guests. I hope they got some good stuff, good material this season. But we don't know what the POV competition is going to be. So we'll find out, but check back later for the results. I will post them in the info for this spoiler. No, it's not a tornado warning. We live right by a firehouse, and they do that. Obviously for emergencies, but also they do that every once in a while, like at certain times. So it's a lot. It's jarring when you first hear it. But I want to thank all of our super chatters today because we really appreciate you. So Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much as always. Bravo to you. Mark Pirjalo, thank you so much as always. And oh yes, Mark is from Canada. And happy Canadian Thanksgiving. That's this weekend, right? So I hope you're all enjoying that, all of our friends in Canada. Tess Bryant, thank you so much. This is Tess's first super chat. Woo! Thank you. David Cushmore, thank you so much as always. And David asks, is Big Brother is Big Brother giving Bowie Jane a big push? Who do you think will win POV this week? I don't think Big Brother's giving Bowie a big push, but I think this information that Jag has spilled to her has really made a difference. But it seemed like even before that, she was kind of just like looking for a reason. I think she wants to be good with Matt, Jag, Corey, and America, right? She wants to do what they want, but she didn't want to look like a jerk, and like she was just being heartless taking out Cameron. So I think she was waiting for that reason, and now she got it. And who do I think will win the Power Veto this week? I'm gonna go with the safe bet and say probably either Matt or Jag, just judging by how competitions have gone so far this season. But you never know. We don't know what it is. But I would guess Matt or Jag. Jack D65, thank you so much as always. Jack says, I just hope Cerise stays. Anyone else can go. I think Cerise is going to be safe this week. I think she's going to be okay. Benjamin, thank you so much. Benjamin says, if Felicia and Cerise stay this week, how far do you think they'll make it? And is there a pathway for them to make the final three? I think there's absolutely a chance for them to go deep into the game if they can make it through this week, because soon Corey, America, Matt, Jag, they're all going to be going after each other, especially if Cameron leaves this week, right? That's going to really open things up for more targets to emerge. So if Suri and Felicia can make it to that point when the two duos start going after each other, they have a really good chance of making it possibly to the final three, because of course also people are going to want to string them along since they don't perform as well in a lot of the competitions. But that'd be interesting to see. David Cushmore, thank you again. And David says, who's most likely to be juror number one? Is there going to be another double eviction? Juror number one, I'd say there's a pretty good chance for Cameron. I think there's a good chance he's going to be evicted this week. And then is there going to be another double? I hope so, right? I want to see some action because we were kind of robbed of that first double eviction. It wasn't real. So I think we will probably get one, maybe from 7 to 5. I don't know, maybe next week, who knows? But that's where we're at. So just a reminder, no spoiler tomorrow, but we will be doing our episode recap tomorrow night, late, because the episode starts at 10. Ugh. Yeah. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow night, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. So until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.